And you're going to pour it down in the middle and it's going to expand. So does this sound like it could be a pancake?
Yes.
Okay, it's just like pouring a normal pancake. Right in the middle, it's going to spread. Usually it's going to end up sort of circular. Can anyone think, without looking at the board, if you haven't done so already, where this glacier might be current day? So they're right now. Yes?
Antarctica.
Antarctica. Any other thoughts? There are a couple other countries.
What if there's if there was a glacier there?
Connie.
Like the one in Alaska.
The one in Alaska.
It's moving always, right?
It's moving and it moves a couple of feet a day. And I'll show you some pictures of that.
Really?
Where else?
National parks.
Well, Glacier National Park. I think you looked at the board, but that's cool. Can you think of any other places that there might be glaciers right now that are the alpine glaciers? Yes? They're always going to be in the mountains, yeah?
On the eastern part of America.
The eastern part of America, are you talking about Canada or are you talking about the U.S.?
U.S.
In the U.S., there aren't any glaciers on the eastern coast. There were. Yep.
Canada?
In Canada, there are some alpine glaciers. Okay? There are actually glaciers that are going to go through, it's called Glacier National Park, and it's in Canada and the U.S. Drew.
Russia?
Russia does have glaciers as well. Okay? So the difference in the two glaciers is the first one, what was it called? A continental glacier. Think of continent, it's very large, is going to be poured from the middle and expand outward. The second type, the alpine glacier, is going to go through mountains. That's why it's called an alpine glacier. Does anybody alpine ski? Does anyone know what that is? Or snowboard? It's called alpine. All right? Alpine Valley is a great example of it. So alpine is going to be a flowing glacier. They're not going to be as wide, but they're always going to be moving. The other couple of things that we're going to talk about really quickly, because you'll be talking about these at Lapham Peak, are going to be glacial lakes, glacial runoff, and glacial erratics. First of all, who gave an example of a glacial lake earlier? And that was? Devil's Lake. There are a lot of glacial lakes, especially in the Rockies. If you go to pretty much any lake that's going to be in the Rockies, it's going to be a glacial lake. And they're very clear usually. The second is glacial runoff. Runoff is going to be anything that is going to be pushed by the glacier and then run off the front of it. So if there are glacial advances, it's usually really dirty. Okay, and the last one are glacial erratics. Glacial erratics are going to be larger boulders. They're going to be larger sediments. Questions thus far? The erratics are going to be larger boulders. Do you see things growing on the erratics?
Yeah.
Most of the erratics are so old, such as at Lapham Peak, that they are now hills. Okay? You can't even see what started the hill. It's going to be a rock. Okay? In our circumstance, it's usually going to be red granite, or it's going to be, does anyone know what our state stone is? It's white.
Limestone?
Limestone. Okay, that's what our bedrock is made of. Does everyone know what limestone is?
Yes.
All right. And now I'm going to make some pancakes, and we are going to talk about some of these questions. So if everyone hopefully can see, the first type of pancake I am going to make is going to be the continental glacier. Inside of my, starts with an E.
Erratic.
Yes, they are erratics. So I'm going to make a couple, what type of glacier is this? Continental glaciers. Okay, so these are called covered continents. At one point, they covered North America. All right, the other glacier that I'm going to create, what do you think the meat is going to represent here? Look how I'm spreading it out. What do you think these are?
Glaciers.
Mountains. Okay. So what's the name of the other glacier?
Continental.
The first one was continental. What's the second one? Alpine. You're going to be going through like you're skiing. Alpine skiing. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it. It's not going to look like a continental glacier. It's going to look like an alpine glacier. So it is just moving through the mountains. Notice, if you can see, the people in the front especially, notice what it's going to do to some of the sausage or some of the bacon. Can anybody see it?
Yeah.
What's it doing to them?
It's spreading it out. Burning it.
It's spreading them out. Okay, don't come too close. It's spreading it out. It's moving the sausages. It's moving the bacon. I'm waiting for you.